Good morning. Guess what day it is? It's December 18th, 2024. There are several things going on today. It's National Wear a Plunger on Your Head Day. I think I'll pass on that one. It's Baked Cookies Day. It's also I Love Honey Day. Did you know that honey never spoils? Honey has been found in thousand-year-old Egyptian tombs. A typical beehive can produce 30 to 100 pounds of honey a year. To produce a single pound of honey, a colony must collect nectar from about 2 million flowers and fly 55,000 miles. Bees survive themselves on honey in the winter. On the average, a honeybee produces about 1/12 of a teaspoon of honey over the course of its entire life. So it takes a lot of bees to make honey. There are different flavors and colors of honey. Some are even purple. There's an interesting story in the Bible involving honey. One of King Saul's and Israel's enemies was the Philistines. During a confrontation, Saul's son Jonathan and his armor-bearer went on a secret mission that helped win the battle. Now, they didn't tell anyone. It was a secret even from the king. So on the way home, they were weary, and 1 Samuel 14:24-28 says, "And the men of Israel were distressed that day, for Saul had placed the people under oath, saying, 'Cursed is the man who eats any food until evening.' So none of the people tasted food. Now all the people of the land came to a forest, and there was honey on the ground. And when the people had come into the woods, there was the honey, dripping. But no one put his hand to his mouth, for the people feared the oath. But Jonathan," that is Saul's son, "had not heard his father's charge, the people with the oath. Therefore he stretched out the end of his rod that was in his hand, and dipped it in a honeycomb, and put his hand to his mouth. And his countenance brightened. Then one of the people said, 'Your father strictly charged the people with an oath, saying, Cursed is the man who eats food this day.' And the people were faint." So now what do you think happened? Jonathan was now under a death sentence. Would his father kill him for eating the honey? Well, 1 Samuel 14:43-45 says, "Then Saul said to Jonathan, 'Tell me what you have done.' And Jonathan told him and said, 'I only tasted a little honey with the end of the rod that was in my hand. So now I must die?' Saul answered, 'God do so, and more also, for you shall surely die, Jonathan.' But the people said to Saul, 'Shall Jonathan die, who has accomplished this great deliverance in Israel? Certainly not. As the Lord lives, not one hair of his head shall fall to the ground, for he has worked with God this day.' So the people rescued Jonathan, and he did not die." Jonathan must have been some kind of good friend and leader. His actions and the way he treated people was probably sort of like honey, sweet. You know, if you will treat people that way, if you will love people and treat them with kindness and goodness, then in your day of distress, they may rescue you.